So again, from the last video, I mentioned that our discriminant tells us how many solutions we're going to have. So if our discriminant is positive, we're going to have two solutions. If it is 0, then we're going to have one solution. And if it's negative, we have no real solutions, but we do have imaginary solutions. So let's use A as an example. And in this case, the discriminant, well, A, B, and C are 1, -6, and 9. And our discriminant was actually 0. So if we plug this into the quadratic formula, it should be x is equal to -6 plus or minus square root of 0 over 2 times 1. So we simplify this, negative and a negative, that turns into +6 plus or minus, and then square root of 0 is 0 over 2 times 1, which is 2. Now, the reason we only have one solution is because if we add 0 or we subtract 0, it's not really going to matter. It's still going to be the same answer. So this just goes away, and we have 6 over 2, which is equal to 3. So we only have one solution. Now let's say we are going to use C as our next example. So in this one, we had A is equal to A, B, and C. A is equal to 7. Remember, there's no x, so B is equal to 0, and C is 11. Our discriminant for this one was -308. So when we plug this in, what we're going to have is x is equal to 0, -0, plus or minus square root of -308 over 2 times 7. So this one's a little bit more complicated because since it's a negative, we have no solutions, but so we do have two imaginary solutions. So if we distribute that negative, that just stays the same, so it's 0 plus or minus. And then we can split the -308 into three things: -1, 4, and 77 over 14. Now we're going to have 0 plus or minus, and then we simplify. A square root of 4 is 2, and our square root of -1 is I, and square root of 77 over 14. And since this is about as much as we can go, we're going to go ahead and leave it like that, and those are our two answers.